Hey everybody, what is up? Fourth Seraph here, and very soon now we should be getting the new announcements about DLC 3. We've gotten one leaked image, which I'll talk about a little bit later in this video, but in honor of that, I was thinking what would be the best maps for them to remake. They've done it with DLC 1 and DLC 2 so far, so I went back and even asked you guys what maps from any Treyarch-made Call of Duty should return, so we're going all the way back to Call of Duty World at War. I wanted to go back to Call of Duty 2, but unfortunately it won't let you just do a one-person, like, split-screen local play to go around, and so I could get some footage of that. And so I decided not to do that because I really couldn't go back and look at the maps well, and I don't remember any of them that much because I didn't play that game a whole lot. I think I got it like after I got Call of Duty 5, and I've mainly just played it with my brother or with friends. And so we are starting with number 5, Carrier Black Ops 2. Now this is one that a couple of you guys wanted. It's pretty good. I went back and played it with some bots, and you will see the gameplay on screen. And it's fun. It's good for sniping. It's a pretty fast-paced map. It would be great for objective game modes, and I think this is a really, really fun map. Unfortunately, I don't think this would ever get made, simply for the reason that there's not a lot of wall running spots, and that seems to be something that Treyarch really likes. They have this new movement system. They want to use maps that utilize it, and so if there's not a whole lot of wall running, they're probably not going to put it in the game. However, I think this would be a pretty cool map. I just don't know. Maybe it wouldn't work with some of the thrust jumping. It might make sniping too overpowered on this map. So this would be a fun one to have, but I just don't think it would be balanced enough for them to put in Black Ops 3, but you never know what they'll do. At number 4, we have Roundhouse from Call of Duty World at War. This was a fan favorite because it was one of the smaller maps, and it played pretty well. The only kind of unbalanced thing about it was the tanks that they had in Call of Duty 5, the only Call of Duty as far as I know to ever have vehicles in multiplayer, but it really didn't work super well with the tanks. They were pretty broken, but this was a fun map other than that. The sniping was good, the close range was good, everything was pretty well on this map. It was a fairly balanced map, it was really fun to play on, one of my favorite maps, and I was actually one of the first ones to find a glitch in which you could get under the map, and the first one to make a video and put it up on YouTube. I think it got 15,000 views over like 2 days before, you know, whoever was the big Call of Duty 5 YouTubers. I don't even know any of them or anything, but apparently there were probably some that made a video about it and ended up stealing all my thunder, but I got like a ton of views on a video about it. So personally, I would love Roundhouse to come back. That was a good map for me. And so let's get on to number 3. That is Firing Range from Black Ops. Now I went back and I was playing this. You'll see some footage of me just running around the map. This I think would work great because not only are there plenty of surfaces that you could wall run on, but also there's plenty of ways to use the exo jumping or the thrust jumping to get up to the second story on things and flank people. It would really take away some of the power positions. There were some areas of this map that were definitely unfair where people could just get up there and go on crazy long kill streaks, especially if you had a more inexperienced team, people that weren't super good. They would end up just kind of feeding kills to people, and it could sometimes get annoying, but this is still a pretty fun map, a really loved map, a community favorite, and I think it would work well in Black Ops 3. And that's what we really want to talk about with this, is not just maps that will work good in their game that were fun, but maps that will work well in Black Ops 3, and I think this is definitely one that would be really, really fun with all the weapons they have, all the stuff they have. It would work super good, it would make flanking a little bit easier, and it could be a really fun map. Now, number 2 is Dome from Call of Duty World at War. You'll see some footage of me running around this map. This is a small map. It is tiny, but I think it would work great in Black Ops 3. One, because there aren't really too many small maps other than Nuketown. I know Skyjacked isn't really that big, but there's not really like a lot of the really, really small maps like some other Call of Duties have had. They all tend to be around like medium size, and so I think this would add another to that really small map category that people really like. Also, it is a 3-tiered map, which means it would work really well with the new movement system and be really fun. It would make getting up to some of those high positions that used to be very, very overpowered a little bit easier. It would give people a little bit of reason to use FMJ because a lot of those have covering around them, and it would actually make that attachment useful for once, because most of the time it really isn't useful on most guns, so that might actually encourage people to use other parts of the game that they normally wouldn't use. And you can thrust jump, there's plenty of places to wall run. Even they could have a wall run along that back where you can kind of, in World at War, you can just drop down a couple stories. It would give people an ability, you could wall run along there and do a little sneaky wall run, would be pretty cool. And I think they could make this a really cool aesthetic map. It would almost be cool. I was thinking, what if they just made it this map, but as if it was like a historical tourist site in whatever year Black Ops 3 takes place in, so it's kind of like there's renovations happening, scaffolding going on, like as if they're trying to like keep this as almost a museum or something, but it is actually that same spot from Call of Duty World at War that we actually used to fight in, and not just, you know, something reskinned or whatever. I think that could be a really cool backstory for the map as well. Now, into number one, the one that everyone wanted. Now, I asked this about a week ago, and this was definitely the one that people said the most, and it is actually the one that we are getting as well, and that is Raid from Black Ops 2. Now, this is a fun map. This is probably everyone's favorite map from Black Ops 2. It's super great. All the pros like it. If you watch a lot of people that still go back and play Black Ops 2, I feel like most commentaries that people do are still on this map. It is just, it plays so well. It is so fun. It is a great map, and I think it'll work really well in Black Ops 3. The mantling is a little bit faster. You can jump up to some of the windows, and so it'll play a bit faster and a bit crazier, and I think that will be really, really fun. I think it'll work great. From the picture that they released, it looks amazing. I'm not going to put the picture in because I don't know the copyright on that, but if you click down in the description, there will be a link to a video where I'll put the T. Martin one, so he talks about it all and has the picture and all the info because he knows more about it than I do. And this video, I didn't really want to talk about the new one. I wanted to talk about what maps should be remade. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and why not share it with your friends, and let me know if there's any other maps that you think should be remade and should really happen in Black Ops 3. And until next time, I will see you guys online.